entire like that help us get to a specific point. So based on that, like, how's the coaching program like exactly?
Yeah, so I was talking to Sandra about that, and he said that you had to be on the call to kind of go over this. So basically, the whole point of my coaching program is two aspects. Number one is obviously to get a feel for what kind of business owner you are over those preliminary calls that we've had. So seeing the pain points, seeing what needs to be implemented, seeing what needs to be done, and what advice can be given throughout the way, right? So those are the first couple of calls, which we've had. This is, obviously the last one. If you want to sign up for more, I'll go over that. But basically, I like to work with business owners on a long-term basis. My agency is mostly automated. I don't really do anything else. So it's kind of, for me, just like a way to not just get a shit ton of social proof, because the amount of testimonials that I have is just like ridiculous. So I just use this to get more and more and more and more and more and just get more referrals and whatnot. So the other basis of that is like, I focus more, and the reason why people get the results that they do with the way that they coach with me over time is because of the accountability. If I leave today, I'm going to just throw a number out there and say that there's an 80% chance that you won't do what I just went over. Like you won't. And I've seen it time and time again. So it's like, we can sit here and go, hey, my sales reps have to be better. These touch points need to be made. These funnels need to be ran. But as soon as I leave, you're not going to do it, most likely. And I'm not saying that you won't or will, but that's just based off numbers and KPIs. Like, I know how humans work, and you're not going to do it. I'm just going to flip a coin and say you won't. The whole base is just the accountability piece. Also, it's the continued support of like, hey, is this thing working? What makes it work? How do we tweak it? What needs to be fixed? Who needs to be in place? What do we do, Wojo? What are all these things, right? How do we build systems? If there's one thing that I know, it's how to put people in the right place for you to make more money. Like, dude, that whole pay now and pay half after, you already made your money back. So think about all the different things that I could implement with the email, all the different shit that you guys could be doing to make more money in the business, right? Yeah. It's like, for the price that I charge, because you could do 3 months, you could do 6 months. I don't give a shit what you do, man. I'm not really here to like pressure sale you, but at the same time, it's like, if it makes sense, bro, it makes fucking sense.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right.
So what are the deliveries like? So it's mainly like the coaching calls.
Yeah. So what Sanders told was that, hey, could you hop on calls with different departments? I don't mind doing that, but to be honest, my time is valuable, so I'm not going to organize that. If you want me to hop on a call with your sales reps, then you take my email and you put it in a Google Calendar and you get all the sales reps in there. I'm not doing hunting people around. Okay. But like, if you want me to hop on calls with your sales team, you want me to hop on calls with the coaches, you want me to hop, like, that's the whole point. You use the calls, you can get once a week, and you can use the calls wisely in that fashion. And also they're recorded so they can look back on them. You have the asset moving forward. It's a huge library of just straight fucking value. And then it doesn't matter. I'm not putting like a close on who can join, right? If you three want to join one night, and I don't give a shit what you guys do, but it's just that I want to make sure that the calls are organized and they're obviously portrayed correctly. So if, let's say next week call is sales reps. How do we increase show rates? Okay, that's going to be me for an hour drilling down all the shit that they're doing wrong before they hop on calls with prospects. Week 2 might be, hey, let's go inside the TikTok ads and really fucking harness those. What new creatives can we run? Let's go through some scripts, right? Week 3 would be, all the like the webinar funnels, right? So like, what are we going to run? Because to be honest, you were talking about all these different funnels. You run one and you only tweak the offer. Don't try to, like, running 3 at once is not going to give you a better result. You got to just, the offer is everything. So there's that. And then what happens after that? Week 4 is, hey, we're running these webinar ads. They're not doing that well. What are we doing wrong during the webinar? Let's watch a replay. Let's see what's wrong. Right. And there's like a certain topic that can be taken on each week to optimize the business.
Okay, got it. And who chooses the topic? Is it us, or do you have like?
So yeah, so I would want to drill that out with you guys. I usually put people in a Slack. So I will make you guys all a customized Slack channel. We can all communicate in there. Obviously during business hours. And we'll obviously hash out what topics, what are the biggest pain points right now, which I can kind of brainstorm already, which are like, hey, what do we have to have in place to run this 5-day challenge more? How do we get these webinar ads turned back on and start producing more ticket sales? And, those would be the 2 biggest things that I see as the lowest hanging fruit. The number 3 is, how do we train our sales guys better? And those are the three biggest things that I see right now in the business.
So, and for how long is the coaching? So it's like a call once a week, right? If I'm
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. So it'd be one call a week and you can book it whenever you want. If you want a double call in a week, you just wouldn't have a call next week.
Makes
If
sense.
you want to do 4 calls in 1 week, then you wouldn't have a call for the rest of the month. Or you pay more for more calls. That's obviously up to you. I'm putting the ball in your court, but that's just the way that because if I give too many calls, what if something comes up in week 2 or week 3 and you're like, hey, I want to have a call, but you want to pay for it? You know, it's like, I want to be able to structure in a way that we can at least see the changes come into fruition so that, you know, the call
I'm
makes
actually
sense.
executing. I'm with you.
Yeah.
So, and how long is the program total? And also the price.
So you could do 3 months or 6. So the 3, I need to pull up my Stripe real quick. Give me a sec. So right now it's like $4.97 a call. So if it's 3 months, it's 4 calls a month, right? So we're just gonna, 4 calls a month. That's 4 times 3, times the $4.97. It'd be $59.64. I would just charge like $5,500 for the 3 months, right? $5,500 for 3 months, and then $5,500 times 2 for the 6 month. I was gonna do the $9,800 on the 6 month.
Got you. Hold on. Let me actually just type those. Could you spell it out? I usually am not too good when you say the 5,900. Like, is you mean 15,000 or 15,000?
No. No, it's $5,500 for the 3 months. So you would get 1 call. So it would be, what is that? 5,500 divided by 3, which is $1,833 a month.
18. Okay.
And
1,000.
then and the 6, and then 9,800 divided by 6 is $1,633 a month if you do the 6 months. So technically, if you do the $1,633 a month, that's 200 times 6. You basically get 2.5 calls for free if you do the 6 months.
Got you. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna move forward. To be honest, man. I'll finish talking to Sandro so we figure out like the rest. But like I said, the main thing that would really that would be very important for us is kind of like I say, right? So I just know sometimes like coaching sometimes perform better than others based on the structure that
Yeah.
to make things perform. So that's like the main thing that I just want to make sure like both of us have like the best possible experience with that. So you don't get frustrated, we don't get frustrated, and we actually can get the proper value out of your knowledge and experience. The main thing we know we're paying for is your experience. Now sometimes it's also how do we better structure that so we can actually, you know what I'm saying? Like
So you guys want to do the 3 or the 6?
I mean, I'm sure that with the 6, so that would be say 1,000. Can you tell it in terms of 1,000? Like when I'm not too used yet with
it'd be 16. Yeah, you wouldn't pay the full amount up front, just so you realize. So you would just pay $1,633 a month for the 6 months.
1,633 per month.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll talk to the rest of the team, and then we'll definitely reach out to you. I think Sando has your contact, and but on my side, of course, it's gonna have to be a unanimous decision. But on my side, I think I'm down. I think it's about
I mean, just for the sake of not to put you on the spot, but just for the sake, like I said, man, I don't do follow-up for a reason. So if you're gonna do this, then you can lock in your first month and you can take those, first 4 calls. But I need to be able to set my schedule because I'm very busy myself. But I do this as a side thing because
that makes sense.
So if you want to lock in, you can lock in now. But if you don't, then I'll have to pass because I do not do follow-up.
Got you. No, I think like, what do you mean pass?
No, I mean, like, I don't do follow-up. Like, I'm very strict on the way that I do coaching. Like, if we get off the call and you don't want to move forward, then I will not accept. No.
Okay. Makes sense.
I just won't, man. I'm sorry. Like, my time's very valuable. Sandra knows that. I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Because if you know that it's massively valuable, then you can do it. You don't need to go to your team. Your team needs to be held accountable for these actions.
I feel you. Yeah, that's the next pitch we got at one Sando in my next.
So it's like, and this is the thing, right? These are the things that I do in sales that allow me to convert more people that I can teach your sales guys.
Yeah.
And like my facial expression won't change. Like I literally will not. Like I'm not fucking good. I literally have told people who have like, yo, I'll give you 10 G's. I'm like, nope, you didn't say yes the first time. And now it's 3 times higher. And they're like, go fuck yourself. I'm like, oh, well, sucks to suck. I'm just very strict, dude, because if someone doesn't value what I'm doing, then they're not going to take the call seriously.
Yeah.
And also it's just like, if you need to talk about or think about and go to your team, it means that your team controls you. You don't control your team, which means that there's a leadership issue.
For sure.
Your team doesn't need to know what's going on. Your team needs to be held accountable for what is about to go on.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what being a leader entails.
yeah.
So if you want to, like, I'm not even forcing you into the 6 months, but I would at least want to extend out 4 more calls. And then we would lock in that same pro rate. And then, you guys can hash it out, whatever, but I want to have something set in stone, especially with the new year coming in.
No, I got you. I mean, yeah, but me, I don't think I think we already knew the value, Sandro. Because like dealing with other salespeople, sometimes you might have that tension where you don't want to feel like a pitch got you, but I'm not trying to think that way. I feel like guys, we already me and Masa already knew the value, and I think having that call with you, I feel like that's something that can actually be helpful for us on the long run. So I think, yeah, man, I think we want to move forward, right? But for me, it's not mainly just like the pitch. The pitch, I feel like it's just we know the value. Like we get it. We understand that someone already went the way with what we're trying to do. Having that person in our corner to be able to help us figure like next steps and implement certain things, that's gonna be valuable. So I think guys, we should move forward and do it. So I think we want to do the 6 month.
So you want to do the 6 or the 3?
We'll do the 6. That's 1,633, right?
Yes, and that would just be billed every 30 days.
You got it, bro.
Okay. All right, cool. Sounds good. I appreciate you guys understand. I'm a very upfront person. If I'm gonna go all in with you guys go all in with me. That's just the way it is.
I'm with you, man.
Because then, dude, like, think about this: 6 months, like that's a fuck ton of work, not just for me, but you guys.